All right, I am live, and yes, I am still bored at work. But I will be messing around with some pennies because I'm bored. So what's going on, people? Talk to me. Let's kill some time. Let's have a decent afternoon, hopefully. Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. You never know. What is going on? Howdy, howdy. All right. Let's see how many show up. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. Not really much to do stuff on lately. Dragon, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Welcome. I don't know if you saw my video that I put up a little while ago. If not, you should definitely check it out. The live stream for next week is going to be it's going to be something. It's going to definitely hit the heart a little bit, tug on some strings. Hey, Miss Rhonda, how are you? Throw a link up here. Like I said, we're just hanging out today. It's really slow at work. I am super bored and just kind of killing times. Thank you, thank you. So I am doing the hangout. Jaji, I think that's how you pronounce it. Jaji or Jolly, I'm not sure. Oh wow, I'm really sorry to hear that, my friend. I'm really sorry to hear that. Well, I hope that you were able to make it and even tell your story. I mean, you may have friends that you know that were there, and they are more than welcome to come up and talk if you want to invite them. Because I'd love to have more first-person interaction. You know what I mean? People who were actually there, experienced it, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of kids, you know, much like LAP, he's young and like he wasn't around then. Like they don't even know. No, that's understandable. Oh, well, you can use your phone for this. You can just go right on your phone, and with your phone, you can literally just go like this and have no camera. You don't need one. Hey, Ran, how are you, buddy? Yeah, it works out quite well. It's very very user friendly, and this way you can just tell stories. Like, I mean, I know Rhonda for sure. I mean, I'm sure you do. Like, I could tell you like exactly to the inch where I was. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm putting the link up here, Dragon. Like, you can jump on right now if you really wanted, just as long as you're not under the age of, I think, 13 was the requirement. But you guys are all more than welcome to jump on, come hang out, BS a little bit. It's just it's gonna be one of those nights to just hang out. But yeah, all you got to do is click that link, bud, and it'll bring you right up and in. Okay, yeah. So you get it. You were definitely around then. You're not much younger than me. Oh, I hate waiting for those capsules. They're a pain in the butt. Yeah, PVC is no good. Oh, that's too bad, Rhonda. That's too bad. I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's good to not remember that, but at the same time, it sucks. I mean, the fact that I'm going to have somebody who was legitimately in the building and was trapped for, I think he said 16 hours and rode the building down from the 30th floor. Oh, that's not a problem, Dragon. You are very welcome here. It's a good group. Yes, that's a good idea, Ran. A lot of the people for your collections, they're using the I can't remember the name of it now. The albums with the little sliding glass windows. I can't remember the name of it right now. A lot of us use those because they're just the best book to go with. They're a little pricey, but the fact that you can go in the book and swap out the coins for better ones and stuff, and it has no issues. Oh, they're phenomenal. I love those things. Dansko, thank you, Dizzy. What's going on, Dizzy? Welcome, brother. Welcome. We're just doing a little hangout. It's been a while. I haven't been doing very much, but then again, the shortage has been kind of a joke. So what are you gonna do? Well, Dragon, the best thing I could tell you, really depends on their age. How old are the kids? Let's start there. LAP Littleton are great to start. They really are. But once you start going, okay, my collection's complete. Now I got to go and I want to upgrade this one. It looks like crap. But those little ones, once you start popping them in and out, they wear out and the coins fall out all the time, which is a no bueno, and obviously. But it's also a cost thing because I think the Dansko album is like $30 compared to the $3. One is 16 and 17. You started early. Mine started at 10, so believe me, I know the feeling. Um, I would suggest, like I did with my daughter, is start them with literally like a blank penny album and get them a box of pennies or a bag of pennies or a nickels or whatever, and just let them go at it. Let them fill the books and let them feel the success of completing it themselves. Because once they get to the point of completing it, then they're gonna want to do the spend money and go get this and get that and fancy, fancy, fancy. Which we all get to that point. We're all a bunch of kids when it comes to that, especially the coin shows. I've been avoiding them. I'm not even gonna lie. I've literally been avoiding most things coin lately because you can't really get them. Is there a cap lock flu? No, I think he's just trying to emphasize his point. Trust me, Dragon, I get that. That's why, like, with pennies, it's only $25, and you can get yourself, a box of pennies, and the kids can go through it. And my daughter will go at this point because she's got pretty much all of them already found. Everything she needs is like old or very pricey, but the typical box will still take an hour and a half, 2 hours to go through. And then that's not even hunting for errors. If you get them onto errors, that'll slow them down even more. Oh, he started having them young, not gotcha. Gotcha. Believe me, I started young too. I was 16 with my first kid. So I know. I get that. But yeah, like I said, I think the pennies are definitely the best place to start because they're cheap and you can get countless of them. That's right. That's right, Ran. It's not about the spot price anymore. It's about the premium. The premium is where you get ripped off or not. That sucks. Yeah, my first didn't make it either. Uh, about 6 months. So I know the feeling very, very well. Guys, if you want to come up and chat and hang out, we got room for, I think, 10 people now. So feel free to come on up and hang out and shoot the breeze. And I'm going to just avoid that topic just because it's a personal one for me. And I know Rhonda had the same problem. So yeah, Rand, I agree. I don't see silver coming back down under 25 anytime soon. So considering 25 an ounce is cheap, that's where you got to look at it. No, I'm right there with you on that one, 100%. I don't give a crap about the spot. In my knowledge, which is more important, toilet paper or coins, logically? Oh, it'd have to be TP. You gotta wipe your butt, man. Gotta be TP. Because if you ask, thinks can't go to work, can't go to work, can't make money, can't make money, can't buy coins. That's how I look at it. That, and quite honestly, who wants the rash and the chafing? Not me. Oh, definitely, Randy. It's gonna dip, but it's gonna be 4 or 5 years before it does the dip again. Just as like a broken record with our economy lately. Ah, good old NA beer. I can't even drink that. Jeremy, hop on up, bud. Come hang out. Rhonda, you're more than welcome. Well, in all fairness, I mean, I try to avoid politics in my channel just because it always ends up heated and it never ends up good. But the way I look at it, Trump's going to win again. And all of the leftists are going to continue their BS. And quite honestly, I think there's a civil war that's going to come shortly after that. And let's just face it, all these idiots who sit there and want to demand free everything are the ones who are trying to take it from the guys with the guns. What's up, Brian? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, man, feel free to jump on. Come hang out. Just doing a little chill video today. Stuck at work and bored, so. Oh, no, not Silver War. No, definitely a full on. It's going to be a split country. Hey, Kellen. Welcome to the Hangout because we're completely bored show. Oh, Antifa is such a joke. Antifa is such a joke, and then people sit there and crucify the ones who sit there and take those fools out, which pisses me off. What is going on, you ugly son of a bitch?
I was just gonna say the same damn thing. You're still
Yeah,
freaking
I
ugly.
know, but that's because you can see your reflection now.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother?
It's like
Billy, what's going on?
chilling, man. You know, same shit. Let's see if I can
Have
get.
a great one, Billy. Take care, man. Thanks for popping in. Make sure you smash that button on the way out.
Yeah,
Like
smash
up
the
or
dislike
down,
button.
I don't really care.
No, Rhonda, no smoking.
I don't know. She said she'll jump on after she goes out for a smoke.
Yeah, I know. No smoking. Not allowed.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Not me. No more me. My brother can.
I don't know.
and
He
he's
stops forest
trying.
fires. You can still prevent them, young man.
I can start the. Give my brother a job.
Just make sure you let him know where it is. That way,
Yeah, no shit.
just
Let
so
him.
it's so they can get out there for the 3 weeks and then he can call it done.
Yeah, and make lots of money.
Oh my God, the amount of money he makes is sick.
$3,000 a day, dude.
Yep, that's insane.
Yep.
Jaji, have a good one, man. Thanks for popping in. We'll be here for a little while.
But it's also 18-hour days. So that's the setback.
Colorado, how many lamps you have there?
What?
Rand says, how many lamps you have there?
I got one ceiling fan behind me.
Oh, I think he's looking at things on the top of the shelf. It looked like a lamp at first.
Oh, I don't know.
Take care, Billy. Hector, what's going on, brother? What's going on?
There's a ceiling fan right there.
Yep.
And it's off. I don't know why. It's the hell out of me. I can't see the friggin' chat. I don't know why.
Yeah, it does that sometimes when you're on the phone.
Yeah, I used to
Throw
be
the
able
link
to.
up there so Kellen and Hector can jump on if they want.
Oh
So they
God,
can join the
don't let
insane asylum.
don't
Oh,
let
he's
Kellen.
trolling you. He's just messing with you. Don't pick on him too much, Rand. He's old.
Yeah.
Old and senile.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's not very smart because he did grow up and was raised in New York.
Hey, easy there, buddy.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Hey, forget about it. I ain't from New York.
Hey, yo.
Yo, New York. I can't even do a good New York accent.
Well, it's been a while for you.
Yeah, that's true. 16 years since I made the real one.
He's pretty old, Hector. I think he's in his 70s now. He's an old man.
Who?
You?
Me? Frick you. Jerk.
Yep.
I'm 47, Hector.
Jonathan Reese, what's going on, brother?
Yeah,
Jonathan
I gotta grab
Reese
this. Let me grab this and I'll be back.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
Hello? Hey.
With the size pads, they're supposed to
Hold on.
they're designed to keep the rattle from happening. So it's supposed to protect the coin. And as far as the foam is concerned, causing damage like the PVC, it's supposed to be a tested foam. That way, it doesn't do it. So the cellular structure and the chemical composition should be fine. I've never heard of any of the inserts causing problems. That doesn't mean it's not, but I haven't. Hector, you're saying your device is not connected yet. There it is.
It's me.
What's up, buddy?
Not much, but I tell you, I'm old enough to know that I remember signing up for the draft and waiting 9 months to say my number wasn't up.
Yeah, I missed that one. I missed that one because I was stupid enough to go, here's my name, take me.
I would have gone, but, you know, my dad didn't want me to go to infantry because two of his brothers and my dad II, my grandpa in World War I, Korea, Vietnam, Desert Storm, Desert Shield.
Hey, Larry. Oh,
Panama,
man, trust me.
Grenada.
Trust me, I know. I literally, I can trace an ancestor back every war in this country.
Well, my family goes back to the 1846 war against the United States.
Yep. Because I've traced all the way back to the Mayflower and then from England.
Yeah.
And Italy. So believe me, I know.
Man, my cousins gave me such a bad taste for the service, mainly because they were frontline guys. And, yeah. And the thing is, I got a bunch of shit on me because I told my best friend that I signed up. Everybody else didn't, right? Man, I got around so fast, and when I was 18, and he said, "You stupid!" No. I said, "Hey, I'm just doing the right thing," and that's all I can say.
Why in the hell would you sign up for it? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Well, if they're gonna force me to go anyway, I might as well get the extra bonus.
Well, I thought I was making a smart deal. Really. I had my grades were good enough to go into some other infantry. I thought I'd try my.
Well, from what I understand, from what I heard back in that day, if you were smart enough to enlist instead of getting drafted, at least you could choose where you were going as far as a job.
That's true. Only if there was openings still overseas, though.
Yes, but you had the choice.
Yeah.
As where the drafted did not.
This is my homage to my dad, and that's the only reason I use it. I do not use it for anything other than, he's been gone 2 years, and I don't want no one to forget what the previous divisions that got absorbed into others.
Yep.
Like he's now the 25th now infantry. I want to make sure people remember that the people that were in World War II.
Right. No, I hear you. And it's easy to forget with as many changes that go on constantly.
Tell me about it. I even got students right now being transferred from one place to another because they don't have enough.
And unfortunately, that's the norm. That's just how it is.
Well, they're even paying them to go train on another MOS. So they're cross training a bunch of people because 1, they're giving them a bonus. 2, they're keeping the ranks. 3, they're gonna get better people in the ranks, and then they're moving up. So I tell my
you'd be foolish not to take the opportunity nowadays.
Yeah, well, better than being a second Louis out of school and have no practical sense. Yeah. I heard that a lot from my cousin that went, and my dad even said the same thing. Yeah. You rather see a what they call ground up in those days. In my dad's day, they used to call them ground up lieutenants. That means they were enlisted. They became, officers. And I guess that's a better thing to do, man.
Yeah. Hey, John.
Hey, give me the explanation what you were talking about. You didn't care about the spot, and you just cared about the level price on a silver. What is that? What did you mean by that?
It's the premiums. The premiums is what I was talking about. The premiums are where you're going to get butchered. Spot is spot no matter where you go anywhere.
Right.
Everybody's got the same spot, but the premium, that's where you got to shop. That's what it comes down to.
So if you're looking,
everybody buys the same coin for the same amount, and then when they sell it, it's what they're going to mark it up to.
Yeah,
that's why.
Even my pricey LCS in Fresno, where it's about an hour from here, they're selling it plus $2 in spot, which I think is pretty good. But when you go to these B&M Bullion or US Mint, they're like $50, $60, depending on what you order.
Correct. And it's only going to keep going up, and they're getting greedy. And the problem is we keep buying from them, so they keep doing it.
Right. But I heard a few of them saying that it slowed down.
Well, I mean, all it would take is everybody to stop buying from the high premium places for 2 or 3 months. They're going to wake up real quick.
Still, but that's not going to happen.
I did.
Well, so did I. You know, I'm basically I'm buying directly from each other. You know, that's where I
Yeah,
get my.
if I don't find something that's at a good price with the premium, that I'm just not buying it. I don't care. I won't do it. I won't
You
go
know,
over more than like $1.50, $2 over spot. I won't do it.
what about silver price versus numismatic value? I've been finding some stuff that the price seems to be a little bit softer. I mean, it's still high. Like, you know, if you buy, you know, face value constitutional silver versus, you know, let's say a repench mark key date, you know, you're going to pay a little bit more, but it doesn't really lose value. You know, it's a little more steady.
Right.
That's where I've been seeing the values.
Well, that's and the name of the game is the name of the game. Really, is those rarities. Those rarities are where you're gonna keep the value most. It's just because it's a rare piece.
That reminds me, like, you know, where I'm getting my deals.
Yep.
Mexican silver.
Nice.
They're this is a 90.25% of silver, and it has a little more heft than a Morgan dollar. And I got it about, if it was like the same year, same condition, about a $10 to $50 difference, depending on the grade. And I'm finding that it's a little cheaper, and it's the same silver, you know, price, but numismatically speaking, it's better than buying silver straight up.
No, it's just a matter of taking that time to shop and where you want to go. Like Rand was just saying, where he is, it doesn't matter if silver's 28 or 22, he's still going to pay 32 an ounce on spot on spot because of premium.
Yeah.
And that's just a damn shame. That's a ripoff and a half.
Tell me. Well, it's just like this. I got really excited, you know, because then I waited, and then I started being the numismatic person. I found a penny that looked like a silver. I'm sorry, like a steel 43 penny.
Yep.
And I looked at it and I said, "Oh, it's a steel penny." Okay, because it was mixed with my other 43 pennies, right?
Yeah.
But then I looked at it again, and my eyesight's not that good like it used to be. I thought it was a 43, but it was a 48. I said, "Oh, I found a 43 steel penny," and I was going, "Oh, this can't be true. This can't be true." So then I waited, and sure enough, 3.1. Somebody coded it. You know, it's bad when you have good excitement. All of a sudden, you just get let down because you started to.
There's always a scammer out there looking to make a buck off of people who are trying to make a buck.
Oh,
you're always going to find that.
Well, I got burned a few weeks ago, so I know what that is. Good thing it wasn't very much.
Take care, LAP. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks for popping in.
Is it LAP because he's from Los Angeles, or is it because his initials?
I never asked, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen him quite a few times, and Rand, I've seen him a few times. Larry Powell is new to me.
Yeah, I never asked. I should one day, but.
So you're at work right now?
Yes, sir.
Wow, you working late?
That was my normal shift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I work the nights. Sucks, but it is what it is.
Well, I used to work day and night sometimes. A lot of times my people would quit on me. I used to run 3 7-Eleven stores.
Yeah, well, that's the joy of management.
They would quit in the middle of the shift, and my wife would get, "Where are you going?" "Going to work." "What happened?" "Employee quit."
We'll quit this time. Yeah,
I got out of retail. I got out of retail.
I don't blame you. I did it in high school, and that was it. I'd never again.
Well, it was, to be honest with you, my first 11 years was fun. My next 10 years were traveling all the United States, you know, building stores and, you know, equipping it with materials and stocking the shelves and training people, and that was fun. But my kids started getting bigger and older, and I said, "No, this sucks.
Yeah, this ain't worth it for an adult." Yeah.
Yeah. So then when I started going back to school, I thought, what do I want to do? I want to play and have work, right?
Welcome back, Jeremy.
So I became a PE teacher.
There you go.
I I coached sports, and it was great. I still do, though. I still coach.
Yeah. I was when I got out of the service, I was diehard set I'm going to be a cop.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only job I can do that kind of puts my skill set with the other one, and I can kind of roll it.
What are you infantry?
I was a teams guy.
Oh.
So I was pretty much SWAT. I was better than SWAT.
My whole family, that's one thing about my family. We've been in either whatever service, either teaching or law enforcement or military. So when I sometimes talk, I sound like, well, I hear it all my life, so I gravitate to people, black and white orders, step to the right and make sure you do, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And my students didn't, every time I said, you must have been in the military. I said, nope. 12 years of Catholic school, and my dad being an Army brat. Plus being all my family being police officers or, in corrections or military. I have one uncle who was a career 25 years.
Well, let's put it this way. My grandfather was a colonel in intelligence, and he retired when I was young. But he went and became a state cop in the same town, in the same state that I lived in at the time. My father was a drill instructor for Fort Benning.
Oh, jeez.
And he was a sergeant major. Again, another rank that you just don't say no to.
Was he a senior sergeant?
Pardon?
Was he a senior sergeant? Like the top of the sergeants?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tend to be a little bit more than a sergeant major like the Army,
Yeah, he was the senior on the base. Like, everybody answered to him, and he walked around like his shit didn't stink type that. Yeah.
Oh, God.
And on top of that, being that my grandfather was a former DI, it's just like tradition in the family. Like, they're all hard asses, every single one of them. Like, I remember my mom's got pictures of when I was 3 bouncing quarters off of my perfectly set corners on my bed. 3 years old, and I was doing military fold. Yeah.
We had inspection. But I don't call it I call it now inspection, but we would sit on the bed. My dad would come in, and he would give us work for the night. It'd be schoolwork, but more advanced stuff, right? And I remember one time, our shoes weren't polished and shined Saturday before we went to mass the next day, or our clothes weren't hung right. Like, all the shirts should be on one side and pants on the other, and then
color coordination. Oh, yeah.
And that was
that's needs to be from light to dark. Needs to be left to right. Needs to be by length. Oh yeah.
Okay. So you know what kind of bringing I've got up with. And I never served.
I lived it. Oh yeah, I lived it.
But I kind of missed that in a way because I didn't teach that to my kids, and I mean they're organized to the point where they get things done, right? But it is like in the old days in the 60s and 70s where your shoes were lined up underneath the bed, your rubber shoes on the right and your best shoes on the left. That's the kind of things my dad used to do.
Yeah. Everything has an order. Everything has a place.
And the thing is, I ran my PE classes. Like, when the kids ask me, "Did you ever serve in the military?" Because you sound like a dick, And, but no, it's just, I guess, normal, and it was fun too because I had kids even walking in parade because they had to follow and keep up with me. So if you can't keep up with me, you don't have a good grade.
In my 30s, I was very heavy into martial arts. I got back into it after I got out, and I became world champion for 2.5 years straight before I had a pretty bad. And I was known for my competitive level. Like, I was a freaking machine. It was 4 or 5 hours a day I trained. And a very good friend of mine who I actually grew up with, she lived right down the street from me, ended up owning the studio that I trained at. So every time we would come to black belt tests or camps or before tests or promotions, or, you know, it got to that time where you had to ramp it up. You used to hear her sit there and mention all the time, it's like, all right, it's time for the DI to get to work. And that's exactly how she addressed it. And she knew every time I went for PT or any kind of training, I smoked the crap out of these kids. Even the adults, didn't matter. And when they were done, you could see them literally flop on the ground, just like, oh my God, that sucked. And then when they go and test in a couple weeks after doing that for a few weeks, they looked amazing because it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
And they all got it. And I was like, that's why you do it. Train harder so when you do the real thing, it's easy.
Yeah, I learned mine. I taught a lesson to a few of the people. See, at the time I was going for my credential in teaching, you had to be able to run a mile in 7. I was 40 years old. But because being 40, I was 2 years older than the instructor.
Yep.
I ran the 7-minute mile, and I couldn't make 7 minutes. So for my age, I should have been in 8:01 was my time. I did it in 7:31. The same classes I had were with 20-year-olds, right?
Right.
Well, I did 100 sit-ups. I did 55 push-ups in a minute and a half.
That was you trained for it. Right.
No, I didn't.
Really?
The thing was that I worked so long in retail unloading trucks that I was always the lead. Well, the guy in the side, the very front. So I was moving 80,000 pounds in 6 hours and getting cut and marked and then staged for the night crew. So, and I love doing push-ups. So that's the other thing too. And I passed every quarter. Even the one class I did train for was for the swimming. I never swam for more than, let's say, a doughboy 10 feet across. I had to swim 10 meters. I'm sorry, 50-meter pool 10 times. I never swam more than, like I said, a 10-foot doughboy.
Right.
And then I had to dive off a 10-meter board with form and calling the layout. I did the board, did the mile, I did the push-ups, sit-ups, chin-ups, and I was in the top 2% for 20-year-olds. Let alone,
that's pretty funny.
Well, the thing is, I think the work I did.
Hey, Fox.
Hey, Fox Run. I think the speed that I had, getting the work done. Yep. I mean, a kid challenged me even 10 years later. He says, "Oh, Mr. Gutierrez, you're just a weak old fart." I said, "Oh, okay." And then he said, "Well, for every one you do, I'll do 3."
You're gonna regret that.
He did 55, and he had to do 165 push-ups. He couldn't even do 12.
That's too funny.
And the thing is really a bit sad is that I had to do the performance test for all the kids in 7th grade and 9th. All my kids, no, they can't even do one push-up. The girls can't even hang. It's gotten down where I remember in high school for the presidential medal, you had to do 12 pull-ups. Well, girls have to hang for 30 seconds. Girls used to do it for 5.
Yep.
Even those standards came down.
They're coming down more and more every year.
Well, I want to know
all right. Next year's standards are going to be, all right, can you stand up out of your chair without assistance? All right, you passed.
Well, I want to know what they're going to do with the military.
Can you wipe your own butt without help, without a stick?
How about this? Do you need any mental help? Just to get you in the mode for it?
Do you need an emotional support trophy for motivation?
Well, I hope that this homeschooling is going to change these kids' attitudes about school. I really do, because I think the parents are finally realizing that if they can't teach their 3 kids at home with different personalities, imagine 35 with different personalities
Exactly.
in 1 hour class.
And then they all clash, and yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I used to tell my parents, I wish you could teach a day in my class and see what you can do. See if you can finish.
No, I hear you.
Well, I'm hoping this is what this pandemic. It's a lot of wrong things with it and everything else, but I think the golden thread out of this thing is probably going to be the kids' attitude towards school, saying, "Man, it's boring at home," and then they really, really achieve. Because I think a lot of kids are just not motivated, because it's too easy. And as a matter of fact, today at work, I'm working for the census. And I got my badge on still. And one of the women that I hired was my student 8 years ago. And we trained together. And I trained together with her in February, and I didn't even recognize her until the way she said it. It said, "You were in my class. You were in my English class, weren't you?" She goes, "Yeah, you remember me?" I said, "Yes, I remember you. I can tell you were the 3rd row, probably. If I'm correct, you're probably in the middle."
Yeah, which seat, blah, blah, blah. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And she said, "You remember me?" I said, "I remember you and Jessica." And I started naming all these things off. I said, "You can remember that?" I said, "Yeah, when you have a class that like you guys had, yeah, I remember."
You remember those groups, yep.
Yeah. But they still came out okay. I mean, even though I was really concerned about their behavior, and I'll give you another example. I was, and she knew the person I was talking about, and I went to I went to a Subway, and here's a guy 6'4", a good 300 pounds. He looks at me, and he's all tatted up, his arms all tatted up, tatted right here in his face and around his neck, and he looks at me and said, "Don't I know you?" And I looked at her and said, "No, you don't know me." I said, No, I know you. "No, you don't." And he started looking, "Yeah, I'll remember." And I said, "Shh, this guy's 6'4", good 300 pounds at least, minimally. And he's got prison tattoos. I can tell from some of them. And then he turns around as soon as he finished painting. He says, "I remember you. You were my PE teacher." I said, "You're always on my
dick."
Exactly. And he goes, "I spent 8 years in prison in San Quentin." I said, "Oh shit, where's this going to?" I looked around. I looked around to see the first thing to pick up. Just if he came at me, it's going to be in his face. And he says, "You know something? I should have listened to you, man. I wouldn't have been. I mean, you told me I should be hanging around with the guys that you told me not to hang around with, and they got me in trouble, and I got more involved in it, and then I backed one guy up and got into a shooting, and then he spent 8 years in prison. When he got out, he has a baby now, can't afford to go back in.
That's a shame.
Yeah, so we sat down, and actually we had lunch together, which is really kind of surprising because he hated my guts, but he was a goof. He was a goof, man. He was a goof and a half.
Yeah, there's always one of those.
You know something, Jeremy? We tried that one time, and parents were saying that. Well, I won't tell you what they accused.
It's a violation of their privacy, of their kids, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but if they destroyed something or they wanted to kill a teacher, which happened to one of my. I had a teacher.
Not my kid.
Oh no. I had one teacher, she's still out of work. And this has happened in 2008. The girl asked to go to the restroom. And the teacher says, "No, wait." She didn't want to be. She just was impatient. She bolted out the door and went to the restroom. And then there was 2 girls that were already ditching class. They were in the bathroom stalls hiding. And they can hear this slapping on the face. Calls her mom up on the phone. Says, "Mom, the teacher hit me."
Wow.
Mom and Dad show up. They bypassed the office, went straight to the room, and beat the holy crap out of her, out of the teacher, in front of the kids. And she's still at work. She's not gone back, and they're paying her full salary. But she won't go back in because she's, traumatized.
And I can't blame her for it. I'd run that right to the ground.
Yeah, but the little girl, she didn't realize that her parents lost their jobs, lost their house. Her 3 other brothers and sisters went to foster care because of her decision.
Yep.
So,
Well, the father was old enough to make a decision not to be such a dumb shit like that. So,
well, the mother too, the wife, you know.
either way, you're a grown ass adult. You should know better not to run into a school and assault a teacher
Yeah. Well, now
or
they're
anyone for that matter.
I don't know about you guys where you're at, but here in California, they're making a lot of structural changes and fencing around the whole school, and especially at the front gate and the front door. Now you have to be buzzed in and looked at, and sure not you carrying a weapon, you know. That's the one thing that we've been training lately for the last, I would say, since Columbine actually. That's a
See, that's the part that scares me because that's stuff that shouldn't be happening.
exactly. But you know something, the kid.
Oh my lord!
Sometimes the kids think it's
That is an ugly face that I haven't seen in a while.
Who's that?
Get your barf bag, guys.
Hey, Captain Jerk. ¿Cómo estás, hombre? Hey, you remind me of Def Leppard back in the old days in the 70s.
Nah. Hey, Hector. Thanks for having me out, Phil. I see you're working.
What's going on, brother?
I think
it's hard at work, man.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, he just woke up?
No. Bored as hell.
You know something? I just got out of work. Yeah. That's why I came up.
Good. You guys entertain him for a minute because I actually have to go work for a second.
Okay.
I don't believe
I'll be right
you.
back. Hey, I gotta walk around the building every once in a while.
That must be a good job to have.
And he doesn't even push more than one button.
You know those boxes have not moved since the last time I saw them a week ago. Have you noticed that? What's in the boxes? I can't even tell what they are.
Nope. Not even a little.
So how's Connecticut doing? Same.
Uppity and stupid as it ever was.
You know, I have not been to Connecticut, but I hear California has no limit to snottiness, especially if you go in the Bell area and Beverly Hills and like that. Man.
Stamford, Connecticut is where WWE is headquartered. Okay?
How is Delaware different?
Money.
Oh, really?
Big money. Huge, massive, mind-blowing money.
Like
Greenwich, even bigger. That's where, okay, the celebrities may work in Hollywood, but they all live in Greenwich, Connecticut.
No,
they all buy houses down there, like Tom Hanks and Harrison Ford and all those rich guys. They all buy houses down there. There's $1 million mansions, well, $1 million houses, you know, and they only got like 7 rooms or whatever, and it's $1 million house, okay? And there's a lot of that here. And then there's there was a cheap mansion. It was like 10 or 12 rooms. It was only going for $19,990,000. That was one of the cheaper ones. So, yeah, Connecticut's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty. How should I say? Not so much pretty, as in much very delicate-looking places to live. You know what I mean by the whitewashed fences and the columns, and it seems like a little bit more.
That stuff gets blown away in a storm, and then you walk down the street and you go and pick it out of your neighbor's freaking trees, and then you freaking bring it home.
Dang.
That's Connecticut. We get tornadoes every year too.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, every year. Not little microburst ones. No, we get tornadoes. A friend of mine said, "Oh, that wasn't a tornado in your parking lot," and I'm like, "Yes, it was." It's like, "No, that was a microburst." I'm like, "No, dude, that was a tornado."
You know that tornadoes are rare in California. I've only seen one in my lifetime.
Yeah. Tornadoes every year, and we are the third smallest state. In fact, the two states that are smaller than we are, if you put those together times 2.5, that's Connecticut.
Wow.
That's how small the other two are.
You talking about Rhode Island and Delaware? I'm right.
We're smaller than Maryland.
Oh, jeez.
We're smaller than Massachusetts. We're smaller than New Jersey.
Yeah, Rand, if you ever wanted to come see a nice tornado, come through August, September, maybe a little late October, and go to Wichita Falls, Texas. I'm sorry, Wichita Falls, Kansas. That's Tornado Island. That's what I call it. The only thing I haven't, I've seen what do you call it, avalanches. Not too bad, but the rocky side, from what I hear, it's pretty bad. Earthquakes, we just had an earthquake, 4.5. I didn't feel it.
California is one of your bigger states. You got to be within a certain distance from it to be able to freaking feel any of it.
Yeah, I remember the one we're sitting at my father-in-law's table. This is what happened in Northridge, and that was an 8.9. It looked like our table was actually floating in the ocean. It's like a big old wave. That was scary.
My goodness. Sometimes we get a break and sometimes we don't, you know. And it'd be nice if these apps on the phone would work right, you know. They just don't.
No, there's always glitches somewhere.
You know, I've turned this thing off like more than several times, and it just does nothing.
Oh, really?
No, it just doesn't do any damn thing. You know, I'm about to just like, you know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to uninstall it from the phone.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes the patches or the updates screw them up. Captain Jerk, you need a coffee, no doubt.
Huh?
Rad Goldner says that you need a cup of coffee.
Yeah, probably.
So what else is new besides your app's not working?
Nothing. My life is very boring. There's nothing going on. I really kind of wish there was, but I'm not going to create drama just to get something, just for something to do, and I'm not going to freaking, you know, purposely make things suck just for a mess to clean up.
Well, I tell you one thing. I just went out there in the real world. I thought went to a trailer park today.
Sorry about that, guys.
And you'd be surprised how many people got hostile.
Hey, Foxman Forge, how you doing?
They got hostile. Oh well, I ain't gotta worry about it.
Thanks, Rand.
No, that's because Jerk's a night. He likes it late.
Yeah, Gold Radner was saying. Rand Goldner said that Captain Jerk should get a cup of coffee.
Probably should.
Yeah, he needs that in a lot of other things too.
Speaking of stimulants, have you guys ever tried that Red Bull?
Red Bull?
Yeah.
I don't like
I used
Red Bull.
to live off of that crap.
I liked it for maybe a few cans when it first came out, like 20 years ago or whatever, and then I was just like,
they changed the recipe. The original one was good, and whenever they changed in it, it sucks.
Hey, Mike.
I don't know. People used to tell, like, I got a friend of mine who's like, and he's telling me,
Mike.
"Oh, dude, you like the original Red Bull?" I'm like, "No, I don't. Yeah, you do. You used to drink it. No, I did not drink. You're freaking delusional, dude. What is it with people? You know, like they think things about you, and then freaking you tell them, no, I've never liked that, or yes, I wicked like that. And you know when they say that you don't like that anyway, I'm like, yeah, that's the one I do like. Never mind.
Yeah, and you look at him, it's like, dude, he's right here.
Yeah, I've heard that before too.
Hey, Mike Badger, how you doing?
What's going on, Mike? Welcome to the We All Got Nothing to Do party, and we're just hanging out.
You know, if it wasn't for this part-time job working as a census person, it would be very quiet in this house.
I know that feeling. I've been cramming trying to get some personal life stuff done because my oldest put herself in a real bad spot, and I've just gotten to the point where it's like, well, when you stop lying to me and I can actually help you, until then, you reaped what you sow.
You have 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
Or,
Okay.
or you mean Phil?
I mean, as in 21-year-old who goes out and gets in first place on their own, buys a car, loses their job, boyfriend loses their job, and you sit there and you give them advice and say, hey, don't pay rent. You know you're going to get evicted anyway, so who cares? Pay your car payments first as a priority. What did they do? They gave some money to their landlord. They gave some money to this bill, to that bill. Car just got repossessed. Cell phones just got shut off. Landlord's still hounding them to get evicted. And it's like, you dumbass.
Well, I'm really lucky. My daughter bought her house at 27 with no help from me, other than she sold my house until from the time she was 18. She worked all the time. And at 27, she said, "Dad, I bought a house." I said, "No way. When did you get a house?" And then she starts telling how the process was. And she says, "I got my money for down payment. I've got my car paid off too. So I have my car paid off. Now I only got to do this house payment." Awesome.
Well, that's the way you should do it. The problem is these kids don't work like we did when we were kids. I mean, I had 2 jobs when I was 16.
Yeah, so did I.
You know, I worked every freaking day of the week.
Yeah, I had 2 jobs, selling drugs and smashing skulls.
Oh, how fun.
Not really.
That was satire.
No, I didn't have 2 jobs when I was 16. I had 1. I worked at Burger King.
You still worked. You still made the effort. You still did what you needed to do.
I worked at Burger King.
That's a job, man.
Hey, don't mock the BK Lounge. You still had a job. Most kids don't do that now.
That was the first job I ever had, and I quit because they refused to give me any hours. So I'm like, you know, I don't know if I can work here.
Yeah,
anymore.
why would you stay there if they're not going to give you hours? I wouldn't either.
The one thing I did learn when I was 18, I made sure I had another job lined up before I quit or get fired. Never got fired, but
I would have whooped my ass if I left my job before I had another one lined up.
I've only been fired off of 1 job. It wasn't even really fired. It was a 14-day evaluation period, and I didn't make the evaluation. Like I wasn't approved to get on the freaking like the actual payroll. So they just
didn't make the cool guy list.
Yeah, I didn't make the cut, coach. You know, but whatever. I didn't really care. Actually, the last day of that job, I went and freaking smoked a joint after lunch. So I came in and I was lost. I was freaking lost. I'm not kidding.
That's when he's like, whatever, you're firing me anyway, so I don't care.
Yeah, It didn't matter. I went upstairs and my eyes were probably redder than the handle of this.
You know
And
what?
this is a Exacto handle, but dude, yeah, my eyes were about that red or a little redder possibly, if it's even possible. And yeah, I could not freaking handle that guy. And I'm sure I
We'll
stunk
have
like a
one of
burning
those.
weed forest. I'm sure I stunk like a burning marijuana forest.
It reminds me.
Yeah, well, too bad for them.
I visited my grandpa in Mexico one time, and we're walking up to visit one of his sisters, and I look at this tree. I'm going, "Is that what I think it is?" And my grandpa said, "Yeah, that's what it is." But in the United States, they don't grow that big. It was a marijuana tree.
Mhm.
It must have been 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
And I asked him, "How come it got so big?" That's because you dummies up in the United States smoke until it doesn't grow very big. You guys kill it by the time it grows. Here we don't even.
Yeah, exactly.
And it grows 30 feet in the air. And I mean big. And then you know what I mean.
Yeah, and then you can prune it back, and you can get more than what you did with normal idiot fruit.
So my grandfather says, I can go and sell you grass and bananas. And he says it in Spanish, so it has a different, contextual meaning to it. When he said grass,
Right.
was real grass, it wasn't marijuana. It said, I can cut my lawn in the front, give it to you guys and dry it out, smoke, and you guys will do it anyway. But it was just funny that, this tree was huge. The trunk must have been at least 2-3 feet, across, And it just, you know how much that tree's worth? Well, yeah, here, nothing.
I'll tell you
Pretty
this.
much.
The weed around here in America, it's very much a weed, It grows and then it dies. And then it grows again the next season and it dies again. Down in Mexico, it doesn't have to die because it doesn't get cold enough.
Not only that, they don't smoke it either. They what they do is they take the bark and they make medicinal uses out of it. They use the tree leaves and they make a tea out of it for being colicky. They use it for purposeful. What's the word? They use it for the right reasons, not for the enjoyment of other kinds of enhancements.
Yeah, not the recreational version.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing too, is that ever since it became recreational in California, we have a lot more problems with kids, getting a hold of it. Because you're 18, you can buy the stuff. In high school,
Yep.
Man, that's
Mike, come on up, bud. Foxy, feel free to jump on.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him for a while. Mike Badger.
That's because he's working 2 jobs. The white whipping the chain too hard. She doesn't even use a whip. She uses the chain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got a treat coming. I got a treat coming tomorrow. I got my grandson coming over.
Nice.
So it's gonna be fun. And then we're gonna. He wants to watch Mulan. There's a movie coming out on Disney Plus tomorrow. Mulan, thank you.
Yep. That actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Has anybody ever seen the previews of it? It looks like it's good.
It does.
What
It looks like they did a very good job on it.
What is it?
The Disney cartoon movie Mulan.
Yeah, they made it into a real movie, action movie.
They made it real.
I don't watch movies.
I mean, the girl even looks like a cartoon character. Like,
Yeah,
they did a great job.
I don't watch movies.
No, then no, you wouldn't know.
I don't watch movies. I don't have a TV, and I don't listen to the radio.
Yeah.
Wow. I was listening to the radio, and the thing is, I don't watch too many modern movies, and I mean my modern is the last 3 years. But I've been watching a lot of the old movies, like the black and white and back from the 30s, 40s.
Sure.
I have a habit of it because my dad didn't like any of the new movies nowadays. So when he was alive, I used to put him on, oh shoot, you know, like Bing Crosby and On the Road with
You know, it's a
Bob.
great watch. You wouldn't even know it. What's a great watch is Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
There's quite a few Nosferatus.
Nosferatu, 1912. It's a silent
movie. Yeah,
it's an unwaffled movie. There's no talking in it.
The English version, the German version, or the American version? Because there's 3 of them about that same area of time.
There was one, Nosferatu, 1912.
1912?
And it's the original horror movie, and it's a vampire movie.
Ah.
That's the first one.
Rand says he does everything. He watches movies and shows with no TV.
See, most people do. Mm-hmm. That's why when you go to your cable bill and stuff like that, it ain't crap, but your internet is a fortune.
Hey, believe it or not, I took out my cable and I have free air, digital. And there's some programs that I've got hooked on, like Cooking Channel, that my wife and I watch on Tuesday nights. And then they have the old programming, like when I was a kid growing up, Hopalong Cassidy and Superman with George Reeves. And there's a lot of, the Big Valley, Rawhide with Clint Eastwood. I mean, they're on the free air channels. And I got 109.
Of course they are.
Yeah, they're cool. I mean, I enjoy them.
Back when TV was actually made to be good.
I only use the internet. I watch a little bit of Netflix, and I watch like a few videos on YouTube. But most of the time that I would be doing other things like watching TV or movies or listening to the radio or reading newspaper or watching the news or anything like that, I spend on panel.
Yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes this conversation like this is good for the soul too, you know, because I've seen, well, I don't get on many channels because some of the times the conversation is really like crap.
Yeah, they can get off.
Yeah. I mean, if they talk about things about coins and history or something that's substantial in topic, then I'd stick around. But it's very few.
Well, that's the catch. That's the catch. I mean, a lot of people will sit there and start off with something good, and then they'll change gears and go right into junk.
And I don't mind keeping jumping.
I don't sit on a lot of coin panels anymore.
Yes, I heard. But you still around? I see.
I don't really turn on YouTube very much lately. Yeah, ever since the coin shortage, I don't even want to like look at coins anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, I bought a 5,000 bag of weed. I got in cups separated by year. Now I got to separate them by mint. And I got some BUs. Really nice BU.
Been there. Done that with Bella. Oh my God, and I hated every freaking inch of it.
Don't tell her that. Maybe she already know.
Oh, she knew.
Okay.
She's the weedy queen.
Oh no. It was, I get them and you sort them out for me. Wait, what?
Mike Badger says coin shortage my ass. What do you mean, Mike?
No, I agree with you on that one. That's a crap.
Oh, you mean it's staged? Yeah, I kind of believe that. Have you seen the numbers?
It's all staged.
They're still putting out billions. So why aren't they sending them out?
It's all a staged act. I'm telling you, I've been saying it since day one. They're pulling the coins that are coming in and they're washing them is what they're doing. And it's taking them a long time to do it.
What are they doing? You said washing?
I'm telling you, they're sanitizing the coins because of COVID.
Yeah, I don't believe that there's a shortage either, Mike.
Well,
telling you, that's what they're doing.
Put it
If you
this way.
look at change that I'm telling you, if you look at it, it looks shinier than it ever has been before.
I believe that
everything looks cleaner.
I believe that the banks don't have them, and I believe that certain businesses find them hard to get. But a shortage? No such animal.
Okay, I just went to have.
There's no such shortage. It's the federal level. They're holding it back.
Yeah, they're also holding back the food. Want to bet me?
Bet you on what? I didn't hear the part.
They're cutting. They're purposely curtailing the growing of food. They're paying the farmers not to grow. The federal government is paying the farmers not to grow food to create a shortage.
You mean like welfare? They're paying them not to work.
They're paying them not to grow food.
Same thing for me. Yeah.
They're paying them to cut back.
They don't want them to grow food in the fields. They could do work. They could work however they want, but they can't grow the food. They're not all farmers, but some farmers are specifically targeted and told not to grow food. They're paid not to grow food.
Yep. So we can't send any more soybeans to China then.
Manufactured disaster, manufactured hardship. It's all nonsense, and it's all lies.
There's a lot of that. That's the problem.
Donald Trump isn't the one signing the checks either.
No, he just puts his face on it.
Nope.
Well, in California,
here's a little food for thought. Who's in charge of the Federal Reserve? I'll give you a clue. They're a Democrat. A diehard Democrat.
The Federal Reserve Bank is a private bank. It's privately owned. It's not owned by the federal government.
Yes, I know. And it's owned. It's ran by Democrat.
It's probably Rockefeller.
Convenient that all this drama brought on right before the election.
Yeah.
Typical manufactured drama.
Well, I remember in this area where I'm at, my house is in a really nice neighborhood, and right behind my fence, dead center of the road, starts the county. Back of that area there must be at least 20, 50,000 acres of undeveloped land. I'm sorry, undeveloped housing. But you have peaches and grapes and vineyards up the far as you can see up to the west coast hills. Can you imagine if you paid farmers not to grow all this stuff in this California? We're the 5th largest economy in the world. If they stopped making everybody and all they did was pay them not to grow, we would be the 5th largest in the world because a lot of farmers would bankrupt. You can only do so much by plowing everything under.
They're being paid.
Oh, I know.
To not grow. In other words,
the
government pays them.
They're making the same amount of money.
Yeah, the government pays them to grow no matter every year. The government gives these farmers, not all of them, but the ones I'm talking about, gives them money every year to supplement their income, to supplement their lifestyle.
To not work, but they don't. If they're not growing anything, they're not working.
These farmers are being given money, the same as they always get, but they're being told you're being paid not to grow this year.
Yep. Take a vacation this year.
Wow.
It's on us.
You do remember that about 100 years ago there was an incident in America with the freaking the Midwest. It was called the Dust Bowl.
The Dust Bowl.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because most of them came to California for work.
Yeah, they couldn't keep anything in the ground.
Because it blew away.
There was a nutrient deficiency in the soil. They couldn't keep the soil alive, and it turned into sand or dust.
Yep.
And it just freaking, it was blowing around and it was destroying things. It was killing people. The dust was actually killing people.
Yeah.
And freaking, it was nasty. And freaking, that's part of why people were starving in the freaking
I gotta go
1930s and shit.
Yep.
And I'll tell you this. I don't know if they're trying to recreate those circumstances, but I don't know. 100 years, like in the 1860s, there was a president that was assassinated, and then about 100 years later, there was another president that was assassinated in very similar circumstances, and it was eerie similarities. You remember the similarities between Lincoln and then JFK, and a little bit of flip flopping that went on there, and freaking like they were both succeeded, they were both succeeded by a president named Johnson, things like that. They're just eerie similarities, and history repeats. There's not really a lot that humans could do about it, and it doesn't have to necessarily go in 100-year cycles. It could be a few years off here and there. But I'll tell you this right now. There's no way that we should let the freaking Dust Bowl repeat itself. And a friend of mine that actually freaking lives out in one of those Dust Bowl states, he even told me, we don't want another Dust Bowl, but it looks like it might happen. And I'm not kidding. He was worried about it. He's like, dude, it's pretty dusty out here already, dude. We don't need another incident like that. And he knows all about it because his family's lived out there for over 100 years. They've been farmers for a long time. He knows. He's not stupid. He's got several farms.
Right.
And you tell me I'm not playing games. I'm gonna grow me a crop. And I'm gonna, I'll leave it out there all winter. Freaking, if I can't harvest it, I'll leave it out there all winter. I don't need dust.
Yeah, it's not doing you any good. Let it go back in the soil.
I'm telling you, man. He's not stupid. He doesn't play freaking games and stuff. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, if that's your family business, I'd hope so.
The locusts. The locusts were a very small factor. You're thinking of Mike Badger. You're thinking of the 70s and the part of the 80s with the locusts. Yikes, that was pretty bad. But
I remember that. I remember watching about that.
Dude, I remember seeing planes flying over, like they had videos of planes that were flying overhead, over like these big fields, and the locusts were so thick you could barely see the plane. It's like, what are you doing? You're flying a plane.
It's not like it's nothing. It's a plane.
You're flying a plane through that. Come on. It's like trying to freaking navigate a freaking like a small submarine through a school of fish. You're gonna end up making chump. You're gonna end up making chump. And these were prop planes, not jets. These were prop planes.
Yeah, exactly.
But they were big, massive prop. They were big old prop planes that had to carry a lot of weight, and the engines had to run. They had to. We've gone through a lot in the last, as a country. We've gone through a lot. We can't all be, snug as a bug in a rug like freaking England and stuff. Oh wait, no, even England got hit, didn't they? World War II just about destroyed London and other parts of UK. So, yeah. a lot of us You know, a lot of countries been through it. 100 years ago, we had Spanish flu. And still, freaking, there are places in the world that are freaking, you know, still remember that. Like little countries and stuff. They're like, oh, we remember that. Yeah. Well, I mean, we weren't there, but our freaking grandfathers and everything, you know, they tell us these stories. We tell them to our children, you know, so we don't have to go through that again. We just say, oh no, there's a plague in the world. No, you have to turn your boat around and get the hell up on out of here. You know. Oh no, you can't land your plane here. Go on now. Oh man, they know. They're not stupid. And how long did it take us to freaking close our borders down? I'm not gonna get into it. I apologize, but I'm saying, you know, just because we might be the most powerful country on the planet doesn't mean we're the smartest.
Well, it just means somebody's playing that fiddle pretty good.
Man, I tell you, the only thing I wanted to do in my life was live in a house, possibly even own the house, and I'm finding it almost impossible to do so. Dude, I'm telling you right now, even if I freaking went out and got myself a freaking like an awesome job, you know, let's say I had the skills to go and get a job that would freaking land me $250,000 a year, something would probably end up happening where I wouldn't be able to live in a house, or I wouldn't be able to fucking buy one, you know. It's just stupid. Life has shat upon me many times. Life has shat upon me an unreasonable amount of times. So.
Well, that's because life doesn't like you. Have a good one, Mike. Take care, buddy.
Later, Mike. Don't let the bedbugs bite. Don't let the locusts nibble.
He's got to go work again. The wife's putting him to work more.
Oh, well. I still have to find somebody that works for pizza and beer or free. doing some garage construction or rebuilding, possibly. My friend's garage is very dangerous right now. So
it happens.
Well, I gotta find somebody to freaking to get in there. I know a lot of people that do construction and stuff. I just gotta find somebody that's willing to go there with a couple of crazy people and some 2x4s and freaking just, smash the roof down. Nice long 12-footers and see what wiggles and what don't.
That's what she said.
Hey man, that's the way I used to freaking test the waters back in the day. And then we get the Sawzall out, we cut it into pieces and throw it in a freaking trailer or a dumpster or something until we get all the rot gone, and then we'll freaking go from there. How much more of this do we have to cut out? How much of this is going to have to be rebuilt? Where do we have to rebuild from? Can it be rebuilt? Is it more equitable to just buy a new shed or a barn or garage or whatever? What are we doing? You don't even know how many of those, little tiny sheds that people put their shovels and rakes and things in. Looks like a wooden porta potty. You have no idea how many of those I've had to destroy over the years, or how many times I've accidentally destroyed them, running into them with a freaking lawnmower or something.
Trust me, I get it.
Then I gotta go out there with a few 2x4s and a couple of pieces of plywood and make them a new shed. Like, damn it!
Well, I get that 100%.
I got $5 to mow this lawn, and the shed's gonna cost me $40 to rebuild it. Damn it!
It's like, wait a minute, I got screwed here. Yep, I know that feeling.
You're like real robot-y right now.
Bee boop bop boo bee boop bop.
All right, Mr. Krabs.
1010110110.
And now he's Bender.
That's right.
Bender the Bendarian.
One of the few cartoons that I can still watch and actually find funny.
Ah.
Oh, man. I can't believe I got to go back out there again. Ah, we lost Justin. He said, screw this shit, I'm out of here. I'll throw the link up here if he wants to jump back in. If not, I'll end the stream. It's all good either way. Like I said, we're just hanging out. I'm killing time at work. It's all good in the hood. Captain Jerk is not device connected yet. Fix your device, you jerk. Jerk's got me dizzy now. He's making me spinning. Loading. 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 Come on, Jerk, quit loading. There we go. Got me dizzy there for a minute, buddy.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I think my connection sucks today. Huh?
I don't blame you. I gotta go anyway because I gotta go make another round, which sucks. So.
All right, I appreciate you, Phil. Thanks for having me up, buddy. Later, everybody in the chat.
Likewise,
Later,
brother.
Hector,
Appreciate seeing you again.
Have a good night.
Hey, welcome back, Hector.
Sorry about that. We're called.
All right.
Okay.
You've got.
Hey, what happened to?
Oh, Jerk had to go, and I got to go make yet another round at work. So.
Am I still muted?
You can hang out with yourself for now, or I can just wrap the stream up and we can find somebody else's to go invade.
There we go.
No, you're fine.
Am I okay now?
Oh, Justin had to go, and I got to actually wrap it up because I got to go make a round. So we
oh, no, it's 4:15.
So the boss is going to be home. So
yeah, I better run myself. I got to call. I got to make some phone calls anyway. So thanks for letting me come.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Talk to you later, man.
Bye, everybody.
Take it easy.
Have a great night.